Hello, and I'm pleased to have you back for another helping of the freshest and most intriguing XRP news. And for a long time, members of the XRP community were labeled as conspiracy theorists or criticized for bringing up the free pass theory. In this video, I'll reveal a shocking new finding that supports the free pass hypothesis. Those who advocated for the free pass theory will admit as much. This is the evidence you seek. Finally, I'd like to explain why two of the world's most powerful financial institutions, J.P. Morgan and the Swiss, have decided to adopt XP. I have some shocking evidence that they will definitely use XP in the future to send value across borders that I would like to share with you. You won't want to miss a minute of this, so plan to stay for the whole thing. Our channel, as always, appreciates your viewership and support tremendously. Get more videos just like this by hitting the bell icon, subscribing, and liking the video. It means a lot to me that these three simple things can help this channel grow. In case you missed it, I mentioned in the video description my go-to exchange holder. If you're looking for a nice place to buy experience points or a flare coin, you've found it. Okay, with that out of the way, let's dive in, and I hope you find this material useful. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I'm not the one who first noticed all the connections between SEK and ETH. There is no doubt that this demonstrates cooperation. My upcoming demonstration, however, will provide indisputable proof that the SEK coordinated with the Ethereum Foundation in order to have a theory accepted. There is a mountain of paperwork and proof to back up our claim that this is most likely what transpired. Here, a prominent attorney for the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance and the SEK confirms for the camera that he indeed met with Bill Hinman and put the free pass theory into practice. I have now seen thousands of separate phenomena, all of which point to this same connection that I mentioned earlier. This, however, is one of the most shocking and incriminating things I've come across. It was unbelievable to me that it had been caught on camera when I first heard about it. So, let me just go ahead and play it for you. After that, please elaborate on why this is so shocking. Considering that I was seated across from him and he said, in essence, I'm going to accept your proposal to give some guidance here. So far, all I've done is stick to the script. I've instead advocated for sticking to the SEC's vague stance on the matter, since they are the ones that ultimately care. Whenever you end up in court, the judge will almost always side with the regulator. I get that nobody really wants to, of course. All of my enthusiasm is going into it. To me, the discussions about whether or not something is a security are fascinating. Yet, in all candor, I think that you should just accept security, end it, and move on because we all know what to do. Therefore, unless there is a shift in precedent, that seems like the simplest option. Thus, this person worked for the Ethereum Business Alliance, and he expresses his appreciation for the academic approach to deciding what constitutes a security and what does not. He finally understood what he needed to know about Ethereum after sitting down with Bill Hinman and listening to his theory of the wave through the door, which essentially amounted to a theory of a free pass. The author states categorically that this is what was tossed from the window. The XRP community has been vocal about this very issue from the start. Why? It is illogical that the SEK picked a hypothesis at random as the only cryptocurrency sufficiently decentralized to not be a security. This individual is forthright in revealing that the SEK did not conduct any analysis into what made Ethereum special. Because Ethereum had people meet with Bill Hinman and tell him, all right, Bill, you're going to wave this one through the door, they were given a pass and a push. This is not an invention of mine. That is what they are currently telling us very clearly. They had no idea that this interview would be found. They didn't expect us to make the connection between this and how Ethereum eventually got regulatory clarity. However, they are now disclosing this to you. There, he makes this claim. The academic discussion of what constitutes security and what does not fascinate me, but it serves no purpose. Here we learn that the only way to find out if something is a security in the eyes of the SEC is to sit down and ask them to let you through the door. This is not the way things should be done, and the man involved clearly realizes this and is not proud of what has happened. In any case, he's conceding that it did take place. There is nothing else besides the inaction of the Ethereum Foundation that has contributed to his current state of clarity, he admits. Would rather not involve them by saving him. In the end, this is what occurred, as everyone in the XRP community has known from the start. However, we are labeled as conspiracy theorists because there is no brick and mortar proof to back up their claim that they were exempted from punishment. Here it is then. They admit that we discussed this exemption with Bill Hinman, and that our conversations with him led us to some conclusions. As a result, Ethereum now gives off an air of regulatory clarity that has little to do with the facts. It has nothing to do with decentralization. No part of securities law applies. It's about giving the right incentives to the right people in order to set up the right meetings. And the Bitcoin market is right now. I'd like to think that this was just the SEC's early embrace of cryptocurrencies, and that the agency no longer operates in this fashion. In reality, the SEC continues to operate in this fashion. Recently, Gary Gensler published a new article outlining the reasons Bitcoin stands apart from other cryptocurrencies and explaining why he thinks this is the case. His main point is that he can't find anyone who is in favor of Bitcoin. That's so absurd it's funny. Bitcoin was actually created before its creators vanished from view. It's also absurd to claim that the fact that those people were able to remain anonymous rendered Bitcoin useless as a security. And I tweeted back, I really don't get it, in response to this. The SEC is firm in its belief that Bitcoin and all other cryptocurrencies were created by humans rather than emerging naturally. Assuming Bitcoin is unique in comparison to other currencies is ridiculous. All claims that a given item is a security will be looked into by the SEC. This always makes things less secure, but it never makes sense. Security definitions are laid out in law. And their ability to keep a low profile is, if anything, even better hidden. Funny thing is, none of these SEC employees ever referred to actual legislation when debating whether or not cryptocurrencies are securities. Things like, yeah, well, we don't see anyone using Bitcoin right now, are made up by these people. My guess is that they're trying to keep something from me. As far as the SEC is concerned, the law is irrelevant because they act as if they are above the law. In addition, this is further proof that they're still partaking in such conduct today. I need to finish this video and move on to something besides the SEC before my head explodes. I'll explain why even the most resistant major corporations like JP Morgan and Swift will have to adopt XP. While doing research, I came across a fascinating document that elaborates on the reasons they intend to do this. In any case, before I go any further, I should mention that they're keeping a close eye on XRP. When Encrypt replaces Swift, keep that in mind, as they are not technologically naive. We've already had this conversation, and you agreed that Swift shouldn't be replaced but rather improved upon. Therefore, let's investigate this further. Okay. When I was 20, Swift and I shared an office. Therefore, I have Swift in my blood. Swift is the dominant financial sector messaging system and it handles payments, foreign exchange, stock trading, and more, but it does not handle reconciliations. In contrast, Quick would use a store and forward system for the vast majority of its payment transactions if it implemented crypto. And if you need SLA by a certain time, I'll make sure the terms of payment are established by the end of that day. Here, we examine the cutting-edge network architectures that make transparent, near-instantaneous monetary transfers possible. This would eliminate the need for financial institutions to follow up with inquiries like, has my cash arrived 3 days later? I have to know because network-bound query messages wouldn't be anything like that. In my opinion, Ripple will not eventually replace Swift. As an alternative, Ripple can be used by real-time dependent institutions as a supplementary network. As for Swift, I have faith that the company is enhancing their network capacities to make real-time operations feasible. Ripple, XRP, however, may be used as a form of payment on the Swift network when we use a service like foreign exchange. A long-term participant in the Swift system claims that XRP will make the current system better. You've just been told the same thing by the CEO of Swift that's being blocked by an article written by JP Morgan. Let me see if I can make it there. And this is the XRP token, a cryptocurrency that is similar to the Swift GPI. It is important to understand why these institutions will adopt XRP. I've been saying for a long time, but never seen it documented anywhere else, that both the supply and demand for liquidity are practically infinite. To be clear, this holds true when the underlying digital asset is the Ripple XRP cryptocurrency. If you need cash, you can get it instantly with XRP. This is something I've been emphasizing for quite some time as well. The purpose of this document is merely to emphasize the significance of XRP to these financial institutions. XRP fills a gap in the market for infinite liquidity in the current financial system. An increase in demand is all that is required for the price of XRP to rise. When the XRP ledger network requires more liquidity, the price of XRP rises, and anyone who needs more liquidity from the XRP ledger network can easily acquire it. Neither JP Morgan nor SWIFT currently provide this product, but it will be crucial to the growth of the future financial system. Nonetheless, I pray you found this update entertaining. Given that, for the time being, please subscribe and like it. That means a great deal to me. See you later, bye.